So guys, today we're going to watch a really sweet anime story. This anime motivated me so much I can't even put it into words. The story begins with a very small boy named Bojji. He's actually 10 years old, but his body is the size of a 4-year-old child. He can't speak and he can't hear. He's so weak that he can't even lift a sword. And because of that, everyone makes fun of him. No matter how much he trains, no matter how much he exercises, he just can't build strength. And behind this, there's a really big reason, which we'll learn later. He's actually the son of Bojji, the strongest king in the world, and his mother was a giant who passed away when he was very young. You get what I'm saying, right? Both his mom and dad were extremely powerful, but this poor kid is so weak, so small, he can't hear, he can't talk, and he can't even lift a sword. But his dream is to become the world's strongest king. And will he actually become the world's strongest king? That's something we'll find out later. And the story starts with Bojji wandering outside his kingdom in a forest. Suddenly, a member of the Shadow Clan named Kage appears. Kage survives by stealing and looting whatever he can. "Hey, who the hell are you?" Kage snaps. "How dare you ignore me like that?" He blocks Bojji and demands, "Who are you? And how did you even get the guts to ignore me?" But Bojji, being mute, doesn't say a word. "You sure have a lot of attitude, huh? Fine then, just hand over all your clothes and money right now." "What are you even saying?" Kage mutters, confused for a moment. Then suddenly he realizes Bojji can't speak. "Wait, can you not hear either? Then how are you even understanding what I'm saying?" In reality, Bojji understands people by reading their lips, by watching how their mouths move. "Okay, that explains how you get me," Kage thinks. "But how the heck am I understanding what you're trying to say?" He brushes it off. "Doesn't matter. Just hand over all your clothes right now." And Bojji obediently takes off every bit of clothing he has and gives it to Kage. "Good. Very good," Kage smirks. "If you bring me clothes like this tomorrow too, then I'll let you go for today." "All right, get out of here." So Bojji waves goodbye to Kage and walks away. But as he's heading back, everyone in his kingdom laughs at him and mocks him again. The next day, we see Kage waiting in the same spot for Bojji. "Wait a minute. What if he shows up with soldiers to capture me?" Kage worries, and just then, he hears Bojji's footsteps approaching, so he quickly hides. But instead of soldiers, Bojji shows up alone, wearing a bunch of different clothes, just to meet Kage. But when Bojji sees Kage, he actually gets really happy. "Hey, why are you smiling so much?" Kage snaps. "Don't you get it? I'm robbing you." "Wait, do you actually like talking to me?" The truth is, Bojji had really started to like Kage, because he was the first person who could actually understand what Bojji was trying to say. "All right then, now quietly hand over all your clothes again. By the way, what's your name?" "Oh, your name is Bojji, huh? Well, are you gonna bring me more clothes tomorrow?" Bojji nods as if to say yes. "Fine, suit yourself," Kage replies. And sure enough, the next day, Bojji brings Kage a whole pile of clothes. Seeing Kage makes Bojji light up with joy again, and even Kage feels a little shy this time. The two of them start talking a bit. "Oh, so you're the prince of that castle. And what, do you want to become the world's strongest king?" Kage bursts out laughing, but Bojji insists, "No, you'll see. One day I will become the world's strongest king." Kage is completely stunned. Even though Bojji is so weak, he has absolute faith in himself that one day he will become the strongest king. Then Bojji starts heading home, but this time Kage secretly follows him. And as Kage trails behind, he realizes just how much people bully and mock Bojji. They don't even know that Bojji can understand what they're saying. Yet, despite all the ridicule, Bojji always keeps smiling and walks back toward his castle. And then we see Bojji's stepmother along with the big 4 knights, the strongest knights of the kingdom. "Yes, once again you've been robbed today," she says. "Domus, follow him tomorrow and find out who's stealing from him every day." Bojji immediately uses sign language to explain that actually all of his clothes had gotten torn, which is why he threw them away. "You're so careless, Bojji. You should learn from Daida," she scolds. Then she adds, "Domus, don't translate what I'm about to say. My son Daida is 100 times better than this boy, and he will be the next king. This one never will." What she doesn't realize is that Bojji understands everything she says. After that, Queen Hyling walks away. Then Domus tells Bojji, "Prince Bojji, King Bojji has called for you." Bojji heads back to his room, with Kage secretly following behind. Kage sees Bojji crying, because even though he always keeps a smile on his face, deep down he's hurt by all the cruel words from the people around him, and especially from his own stepmother. Bojji wipes away his tears and leaves the room. Cage tries to follow him again, but this time one of the big four knights, Bebin, catches him. Bebin has the power to control snakes. So you're from the Assassin Shadow Clan, aren't you? I thought your people had been wiped out. Why are you here? Who's your target? Meanwhile, we see Bojji going to meet his father, King Bojji. And then the story shifts back to long ago, when a village was suddenly attacked by a horde of zombies. Everyone panicked. They thought there was no way to survive. But then, out of nowhere, Boss shows up, single-handedly kills all the monsters, and saves the village. After that, everyone in the village crowns King Boss as their ruler. That's how King Boss founded the Boss Kingdom. And our Bojji is the prince. Bojji, I don't care that someone's been robbing you for 3 days, King Boss says. What I care about is that you're letting them do it. The truth is, King Boss is very ill. He doesn't have much time left. Come here, Bojji. You look just like your mother. That's why I can't bring myself to scold you. You have to get strong, because after me, you're the one who must become king of this kingdom. Domus, step up Bojji's training, he tells his captain. It's your responsibility to make Bojji a strong warrior. Then we see the baby somehow escape from them. Go find him. He's extremely dangerous, they're told. Back at the training ground, Domus is putting Bojji through the drills again. But no matter how much Domus trains him, Bojji just doesn't get any stronger. That frustrates Domus to no end. At that moment, Bojji's younger brother, Daida, shows up. He's pretty strong too. After all, he's also King Boss's son. Domus, I want to fight my brother, he says. No, Sir Domus. Prince Bojji is way too weak right now. He can't possibly take you on. Fine then, you step in, Daida says. Hearing that leaves Domus a little shocked. Maybe you don't know, Domus, but I just defeated Commander Irwin today, Daida adds confidently. Seeing that kind of confidence on Daida's face, Domus agrees to fight him. The sight of Daida reminds Domus of King Boss in his younger days. Then Daida suddenly attacks Domus, and even though Daida is only 7 years old, he's incredibly strong. Domus is actually enjoying the fight with him. They're clashing back and forth, and watching them makes Bojji really want a fight too. Even though Daida's strong, Domus is still the best swordsman in the kingdom, so of course he defeats Daida. That makes Daida furious, but Domus is deeply impressed by Daida's sword skills. That's why Domus has always wanted to train Daida instead of Bojji. But in reality, Daida's training comes from Bebin. Then we see Bojji step up, sword in hand, standing in front of Daida. Bojji actually wants to fight him. Word spreads through the whole castle. Prince Daida and Prince Bojji are about to face off. All the soldiers, Bebin, Hyling, Apaeus, even Kage, everyone gathers to watch the match. Looks like Prince Bojji's in the mood to get beaten today. Are you crazy? Prince Daida just defeated Commander Irwin, and Prince Bojji is so weak. You know for sure Prince Daida's going to win today. Brother, don't think just because you're weak I'm gonna hold back at all, Daida says. And with that, their match begins. Daida charges in, attacking Bojji with full strength. Everyone's convinced Bojji doesn't stand a chance. He's so weak he can't even lift a sword properly. But then Bojji dodges Daida's strike and counters with his own. Even though Bojji's attack doesn't have any real power behind it, the first strike still lands on Daida. Everyone watching is completely stunned, and Daida flies into a rage. He starts attacking Bojji non-stop at full power and speed, but not a single blow lands on him. That's when we see the truth of the saying, when God takes something away, he always gives something else in return. That's exactly the case with Bojji. He can't hear, he can't speak, and he's so weak he can barely hold a sword. But his speed and reflexes are far beyond a normal person's. Bojji is effortlessly dodging every one of Daida's attacks, while landing light strikes of his own in return. Daida grows more and more frustrated because not one of his attacks connects. He had completely underestimated his older brother, and now Bojji is making a fool out of him in front of everyone. Watching Bojji fight like this makes Keiji overjoyed. But just then, Domus steps in and stops the fight. Then Domus signs to Bojji, telling him he can't keep fighting like this. Bojji shouldn't just dodge Daida's attacks anymore, he has to block them with his sword. But we all know Bojji has no strength at all, which means he can't actually stop Daida's blows. The fight starts again, and Domus has taken away the one thing Bojji was good at. Now Daida comes at him with full force, beating him relentlessly, trying to take complete revenge. Domus doesn't step in to stop it. Bojji gets badly injured, but he refuses to give up. Over and over, he forces himself back onto his feet. And each time, Daida strikes him down harder, pouring all his strength into punishing poor Bojji. Watching Bojji get beaten like this stirs up Kage's memories of his past. Kage belonged to the Shadow Clan of the Sun Kingdom, but the Light Clan framed them, spreading the lie that the Shadow Clan was plotting to assassinate the king. Because of that, the king ordered the extermination of every single Shadow Clan member. Soldiers hunted them down one by one, killing them. In the middle of all this, Kage's mother was desperately trying to protect him and escape, but she knew there was no way they could outrun so many soldiers together. Cage, you'll have to go alone into that poison forest. No, I won't leave you behind. Don't worry, Cage. Your mother will teach these people a lesson first. Then I'll come meet you in the poison forest. Promise? Yes, I promise. Now go, Cage, and take care of yourself. But deep down, Cage's mother knew she was seeing her son for the very last time. Cage starts running toward the poison forest. There, look, he's escaping that way. You won't get anywhere near him. I won't let you, his mother shouts. Oh, so you really think you can stop all of us alone, Maya? Jiren, why did you lie to the king? Why did you say we wanted to kill him? That's obvious, Maya, because I hate all of you. Meanwhile, we see little Keiji clutching his toy as he runs toward the poison forest. That toy was the gift his mother gave him just a few days earlier on his 2nd birthday. Soldiers are chasing close behind him. Suddenly, more people appear in his path. At the same time, Keiji's mother is fighting with everything she has, right up until her final breath, just to make sure her son can escape with his life. Take care of yourself, Keige, she cries. Then we see soldiers searching around. Hey, have you seen a child from the Shadow Clan? Just then, a little girl named Poise points in the opposite direction. In reality, she's hidden Keige inside her toy. The soldiers march off the way she pointed, but right then, Keige spots his mother's body hanging from Jiren's spear. He breaks down, crying and screaming uncontrollably. Poise, desperate to protect him, also starts screaming loudly, trying to distract the soldiers. Get out of here, all of you. These little kids are terrified after seeing so many Shadow Clan members slaughtered. The soldiers finally leave, and that little girl somehow manages to save Cage. After that, Keige wanders alone in the poison forest for many days. Eventually, he makes his way to the Bo Kingdom. By then, he hasn't eaten in days and is starving. The only thing he has left from his mother is that toy, and out of desperation, he tries to trade it just to steal a single apple. But the shopkeeper catches him and beats him brutally. Cage collapses in a corner, nearly dying. At that moment, a man gives him some leftover food, and it ends up saving Keige's life. But the truth is, that man was a terrible person. He started making Keige do all kinds of work for him, even forcing him to steal. And in return, he'd only give Keige scraps of food. And yet, Keige grew deeply attached to him. To Cage, this man became everything, the only person he had left in his life. One day, that man saw a poster with Keige's name on it, offering a huge reward from the king to anyone who turned him in. Without hesitation, he brought a group of soldiers straight to his home. But Cage managed to escape with his life once again. That man later went to a hotel to celebrate and party. But there, he got into a fight with another man who stabbed him in the chest with a knife. As he lay dying, he realized that nobody around him cared at all. No one stepped forward to help that man. No one except Keige, who was crying for him. In that moment, the man realized the huge mistake he had made, and then he died right there. Cage left in tears, and from then on, he survived by stealing and looting just to fill his stomach. Years passed like that, until one day, he met our Bojji, the very first good person who gave him so much without asking for anything in return. That's why Keiji can't bear to see Bojji getting beaten so badly. He pushes through all the soldiers, determined to save him. But before he can, Apea steps in and stops the fight. Prince Daida has won this match, he declares. Bojji collapses on the ground, half dead. Then we cut to Daida and Bebin. He was acting too high and mighty, brother. I've injured him so badly he won't be recovering anytime soon. Everything's going exactly according to the mirror's plan. Because in truth, Daida has a magic mirror that's guiding him to become the next king. Meanwhile, we see Domus with the badly wounded Bojji. Forgive me, Prince Bojji. I know no one in this kingdom has faster reflexes or speed than you. But speed and reflexes alone can't make you a strong warrior. The truth is, you'll never become strong. With those words, Domus walks away. Later, when Bojji regains consciousness, all the harsh words everyone has said to him start echoing in his mind. Bojji becomes overwhelmed with sadness. He lets himself slip off the bed and crawls over to pick up his wooden sword. He keeps trying again and again to get stronger, but no matter what he does, nothing works. He can't build up his strength, no matter how hard he tries. Everyone's words keep replaying in his head, each one hurting more than the last. He doesn't know what to do anymore. How to make himself strong, how to achieve his dream. Finally, Bojji just breaks down and cries his heart out. But then, behind him, Keigi calls his name. Bojji quickly wipes his tears and, like always, puts on a fake smile. He gestures toward his clothes, telling Keige he can take them from there. But Keige says, "No, I didn't come here for your clothes, Bojji. I came to tell you something. You're very strong. You're the one who truly won today's match." Hearing that, Bojji lights up with happiness. Then we get another glimpse into Cage's past. "Mom, why do people kill us?" he once asked. "Because that's what God made us for, Cage. It's our duty," she said. "One day you'll have to choose one person to serve, and whatever that person asks of you, you'll have to do it, even if they ask you to die. You must take care of that person until your very last breath." "I know this might sound strange to you, Bojji," Kage says now, "but from this moment on, I'll always stay by your side. From today, you're my friend Bojji, and I promise I'll help you achieve your dream." And just like that, Bojji finds his very first true friend. Bojji is overjoyed, and he can't hold back his tears of happiness. Later that night, a mysterious woman suddenly appears beside him and uses all her power to completely heal him. Meanwhile, Cage is wandering around the castle, but this time Bebin corners him and captures him. The next day, we learn that Prince Bojji and Prince Daida's father, King Bojji, has passed away. Before dying, King Bojji had declared that Prince Bojji would be the next king of the kingdom. But then, out of nowhere, something terrifying happens. A strange and horrifying demon emerges from the king's mouth. Everyone watching is struck with fear. The demon points its finger straight at Bojji and bursts into loud, eerie laughter. Then it vanishes from there. Nobody can make sense of what it was. Next, we see Daida running back to his mirror. "Mirror, you told me I'd become the next king, but my father already made my brother the king. Don't worry, Prince Daida. You will be the next king of this kingdom," the mirror reassures him. The next day, the entire population of the Boss Kingdom gathers for the announcement of the next king. Bojji prepares himself to accept the responsibilities, but the general steps forward and announces, "King Bojji has chosen Prince Daida as the next king of the Boss Kingdom." Bojji is completely shocked. He thought the king had named him the successor. The truth is, Healing had secretly held a meeting to make Daida the next king, and a vote was taken. Only Apps and Sanno voted for Bojji, the rest voted for Daida. And since poor Bojji can't speak, he couldn't tell anyone the truth. Because of Healing's scheme, Daida, not Bojji, becomes the next king of the Boss Kingdom. Bojji runs away in tears. Meanwhile, we see Kage locked in a cell. He somehow cuts himself free and tries to escape, but Bebin catches him again. "I'm asking you one last time, who did you come here to kill?" Bebin demands. "Come on, man, I'm telling the truth. I didn't come to kill anyone. I just want to help Bojji. I'm his friend," Kage says, and Bebin is completely shocked. Then Bebin goes to Bojji and tells him that Kage has gone on a very long journey and will never come back. Hearing that, Bojji sinks even deeper into sorrow, though he can't believe Kage would do that. Bojji rushes straight to Mitsumata, a two-headed snake he saved as a child, because Mitsumata has answers to every question. Mitsumata tells Bojji that Kage was taken by Bebin, who gave him a very important secret mission that Mitsumata can't explain. Mitsumata comforts Bojji. "Don't worry, Prince Bojji. Kage is safe and you'll see him again soon." Then we cut to Daida and Bebin. "I know, Bebin, that you and Sanno voted against me," Daida says, and Bebin is stunned. "So I order you, go and kill Apps and Sanno." Because Bebin is fiercely loyal, he sets out to kill Apps. A brutal fight breaks out between them, but in the end, Apps somehow drives his blade into Bebin's chest, and Bebin falls, barely alive. Apps stands over him and declares, "I will make Prince Bojji the next king." Back with Bojji, he's sitting alone, and he decides he'll set off on a journey to find Cage. Bojji immediately goes to Healing to ask for permission, but she refuses. "You're not capable of going on a trip alone," she scolds, and then she really lays into him. Heartbroken, Bojji runs away in tears, but now nothing could stop him. He ties his clothes together to make a rope and plans to escape down the castle wall. Just then, Healing and Dorshi show up and start pulling him back up. But Bojji doesn't want to go up. He thrashes so hard that the rope comes loose. Bojji falls and Healing leaps after him, but Dorshi grabs her just in time. Bojji manages to cling to part of the castle wall, but he slips and falls again, hitting the ground and getting hurt. Healing rushes to his side and uses all her strength to heal him. That's when it's revealed. It was Healing who healed Bojji that night too. Then we see Healing and Bojji's past. When Healing first married King Bojji and arrived at the castle, she tried her best, but Bojji wouldn't speak to her at all. One day, they were sitting together in the garden when Mitsumata, badly injured, crawled up to Bojji and bit him. Healing jumped in, saved Bojji, and kicked Mitsumata away. But instead of being scared, Bojji cried for Mitsumata because deep down he was so kind. Seeing Bojji cry, Healing couldn't hold back. She used her magical powers to heal Mitsumata, saving its life. Seeing this, Bojji lights up with joy. From then on, the two of them spend all their time together. Bojji grows really fond of Queen Healing, and deep down, Healing loves Bojji too. When Daida was born, of course, he was her own child, so naturally she began to favor him a little more. But that never meant she was bad or that she didn't care for Bojji. She still loved him deeply, because even though Bojji wasn't her biological son, he was still her first son. Eventually, Healing allows Bojji to go on his journey, but only on one condition. Domus and Hawk must go with him. So Bojji sets out, but for some reason, Healing can't shake off a bad feeling, like this might be the last time she sees him. Meanwhile, we see Daida smiling to himself, and what's coming next will be absolutely shocking. And that's where part 1 of this masterpiece comes to an end. I'll tell you right now, part 2 is going to be amazing. It'll drop once this video hits 1,000 comments, so make sure to leave one. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.